How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, as the fuckery continues. You know, when it comes to the royal family, when we are in great need, in dire distress, there is always fuckery. So, the governor of Florida, his racism is coming out. Look at him. Look at him. Let's see here. No, I don't want that. I don't want that right now. Look at him. Oh, yes. I'm going to expose your ass. So let's go over here first, my royal family. I'm not going to read all of this. But anyway, Ron DeSantis said feds, not Florida, have role to play in the Bahamian crisis. This is a relationship with a foreign country. The federal government is doing it, DeSantis said Monday. The approach is a sharp contrast to how his two predecessors respond to natural disasters in the Caribbean in the recent years. I'm not going to read it all. This is a very long article, but this will be here for the royal family. As a humanitarian crisis deepened in the Bahamas, the head of the neighboring Florida, the governor, Ron DeSantis, is taking a hands-off approach, telling reporters Monday that it is not the state's responsibility to assist in the recovery efforts. This is a relationship with a foreign with a foreign country, The federal government is doing it. Okay, I already read that bullshit up there on the top. Anyway, he concluded that the U.S. Coast Guard is doing a great job. So, as I was picking through here, since it's such a lengthy article, in January of 2010, when a earthquake of 7.0 in January of 2010, when a 7.0 earthquake, I'm being dyslexic today, ripped through Haiti, the governor, Charlie Criss, activated the State Emergency Operations Center to coordinate with the state, federal, international disaster response. Okay, see, they did their thing. They went and helped people. This is a humanitarian situation. All right? They helped some folks. Okay, they helped the Haitians. All right. And then in 2017, when Hurricane Maria left Puerto Rico disaster, then Governor Rick Scott used state resources to assist the U.S. territory, making several trips to the island, setting up welcome centers in airports in Orlando, Tampa, Miami, as almost 400,000 island residents moved to the mainland. All right. But they did say in both cases, however, it was an election year. All right. So we will keep that in mind. And I'm not trying to paint a picture like the Haitians and the Puerto Ricans got adequate help. Those countries are considered third world countries, and those people over there are suffering as I speak. So I will make sure that article will be there for y'all to read at y'all leisure. And then I'm picking through this one here, and I look at this here on Political. DeSantis silent on visa requirements for Bahamas evacuees. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will not say whether he supports making it easier for Bahamas citizens to relocate to the United States in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian. Ain't that something? And I don't know why they keep putting up here talking about 44 deaths. It's way more than that. I've been doing my research. They didn't already send over 500 body bags, and it's going to be in the thousands. I mean, look at the travesty that's going on. And so DeSantis on Monday refused to weigh in on a request by U.S. Senator Marco Rubio and Rick Scott that President Donald Trump ease visa requirements for Bahamas citizens with relatives living in the U.S. All four of the elected officials are Republican. So we know how this goes. So my radio family, I got some audio that I want y'all to listen to. And we're going to hear some more bullshit.
Ron DeSantis says the federal government should pay up for Hurricane Dorian prep. Florida is deferring to the federal government response to the hurricane-ravaged parts of the Bahamas, Governor Ron DeSantis said Monday. DeSantis, who along with U.S. Senator Marco Rubio and U.S. Senator Rick Scott received an aerial tour of the Bahamas on Friday from the U.S. Coast Guard, said the U.S. Department of State is responsible for orchestrating recovery efforts for the foreign nation, which got slammed last week by the deadly Category 5 Hurricane Dorian. The idea that it should be the state's responsibility, if you think that then you have no idea how our system of government works, DeSantis said while making an appearance at Florida State University. I've been in contact with them. The idea that I would overstep the State Department is just absurd. As Hurricane #Dorian approached, the hardworking men and women of the state of Florida answered the call, and I commend them for their efforts to ensure communities were prepared, Ron DeSantis, at Ron DeSantis, September 6, 2019. DeSantis also declined to weigh in on requests to President Donald Trump by Rubio, Scott and others from both political parties to waive some visa requirements for Bahamians who were impacted by Hurricane Dorian and have family in the U.S. People are using visas now, DeSantis said. The president is working with the Bahamian government. But I think the main thing they're trying to do is keep people in the Bahamas and bring them to safety. Most of the Bahamas was not affected by this, fortunately. You have one island that was really flattened. DeSantis' comments came as Scott and the Florida Democratic Party on Monday called for more clarity regarding visa entry requirements. On Sunday, more than 100 people attempting to flee the Bahamas without proper documents were reported to have been stranded by a ferry operator. Those who have lost their documents in the storm or cannot receive a response from an overwhelmed Bahamian government shouldn't have to endure another tragedy of not being able to get to safety, Florida Democratic Party Chairwoman Terry Rizzo said in a prepared statement Monday. Scott, a Republican who was succeeded by DeSantis as governor in January, said in a statement Monday that it's important Customs and Border Protection and the Bahamian government work together. Rubio, who sent out a series of tweets and videos of the devastation in the Abaco Islands, described what he witnessed as a borderline catastrophic situation. There are some real logistical challenges that we have to work on, Rubio, Republican Florida, said during a news conference in Opelika. Great job done by Governor DeSantis, at Sen. Rick Scott, Senator at Marco Rubio, and all of those from Florida that were so brilliantly involved, including at FEMA, at USCG, law enforcement and first responders. Thank you all, Donald J. Trump, at Real Donald Trump, September 5, 2019. In his tweets, Rubio expressed concerns about being able to deliver supplies to Abaco, which could hinder humanitarian efforts underway across Florida and the world. Abaco is impossible to supply right now, rendering it increasingly uninhabitable for approximately 2,000 people on the ground, Rubio tweeted. Rubio on Sunday urged U.S. Agency for International Development Administrator Mark Green to ask the Department of Defense to reposition the hospital ship USNS Comfort to the Bahamas. After the aerial tour, Scott called on the United Nations to join the U.S. in support of the recovery efforts. It is my hope that every member of the United Nations will step up and join us as we do everything we can to support our friends in the Bahamas as they recover, Scott wrote to UN Secretary General Antonio Manuel de Oliveira Guterres. The United Nations had announced Thursday that its World Food Program agency was in the Bahamas assessing the damage, had purchased 8 tons of ready-to-eat meals as part of a $5.4 million funding package, and was starting to airlift in satellite communications equipment, storage units, generators and prefab offices. It also announced that it anticipated procuring and distributing up to 85 tons of ready-to-eat meals for the most affected communities. Stay on top of Orlando news and views. Sign up for our weekly headlines newsletter.
All right, my radio family. So, before I play the last little snippet, we know what's going down. Ooh, this is a perfect picture. I'm going to make sure, I put his racist ass face there. What I had forgot to read to the royal family, what this fucking governor said of Florida, whatever. You know me, shit. I don't even care. I'm so done with these people. Where is it at with this motherfucker? Show you how their mindset is. Let me see. Let me find that article. Where is it at? Let's see here. I'm gonna find it. If I don't find it, I'll just tell y'all. You know, I always like to have receipts. Okay. Let's see here. Where is that shit at? Anyway, when I was doing my research, my royal family, this motherfucker told people if you have the areas that wasn't affected, if you know you got your little vacation set up, proceed on. Isn't that heartless? Proceed on. Yeah, don't let that shit affect your vacation. Go do your thug thizzle. Go chill out in the sun and act like ain't nothing happened to folks and all of that. I can't find it at this moment, my royal family. But I just wanted to add that in there, that he told, go over there to the Bahamas, go to the Keys and go over there and just bask in the sun. Ain't that something? Hope they ass burn up. So anyway, as we continue on, my royal family, I'm going to play this. This is under a minute, but this is propaganda, trying to make it look like they doing something. So he says here that basically he ain't willing to help. You know, I'm not going to overstep. Now y'all worried about policies and motherfucking procedures. And then listen to this.
Headquarters in Riviera Beach today announcing new donations. Ron DeSantis at the Florida Power and Light headquarters in Riviera Beach today announcing new donations of supplies towards the relief effort in the Bahamas.
We had identified 10 of these trucks filled with water that we would be able to send to the Bahamas. You have 10 of these trucks are going to be filled with water from Jared at Department of Emergency Management, and then 9 additional ones from Florida Power and Light.
Emergency management officials say the donation is expected to deliver more than 500,000 bottles of water.
And if you're looking for a way to help, Neighbors for Neighbors and our Intercom radio partners, including Power 96, 560 The Joe, WQAM, and Kiss Country 99.9 have come together to help in the Bahamas relief effort. To find out how you can help, go to neighborsforneighbors.org. And for a full list of ways you can help the Bahamas, go to cbsmiami.com/Dorian Relief.
Okay, my royal family. Okay. Now this racist to the core motherfucking ass Republican basically ain't helping. That was a dog and pony show. You see how they had all that shit staged? But if you are not willing to help, why the fuck are you willing to take donations? Just stay out of it altogether. Telling you, when it's a major disaster, it's a money grab. I'm telling you something I know. Telling you something y'all already know. You know, I don't talk down to the royal family. I'm just irritated with all of this stuff because I know when it comes to us, it's an issue. Go over there and listen to Lisa if y'all ain't listened today. She did a video and it made me think how these politicians are willing to help the immigrants that are coming from Mexico who have not voted one politician in office. And it is utter silence. Where is the Democratic Party? I don't hear anything from y'all at all. Where the fuck you at? All of a sudden there is total silence. Total silence. Total. See, they don't want our folks over here. We already know how the enemy gets down. And I got a message for the enemy. it's going to increase. I'm telling you something I know. It's going to increase. Y'all gonna wear your ass out. You're gonna be running all over the globe dealing with natural disasters. The divine hand has fully came down, but y'all ain't fully felt it yet. And then you're showing your contempt for the royal family. You're showing what you really made of. Oh yeah, you on the world stage. And so then you do this little dog and pony show showing like you giving out something. You ain't giving out shit. I had reported the other day, $4 million from the United States. Now, when they say world food, that fund comes from the World Bank. That comes from the World Bank. That comes from the world. They don't want to help them at all. But this racist to the core motherfucker gonna tell people, if you scheduled to go on vacation, go enjoy yourself. So I have already spoken to the universe that things will increase even more. And I know people in the royal family is doing the same. See, my royal family, this country want to keep everything normal, so to speak. They don't want no disruptions at all. None at all, my royal family. None at all. They just want everybody to go along and get along, and then they'll stage these little dog and pony shows like everything is A-okay. Well, let me tell you something. Hurricane season ain't over yet. No telling what will hit Florida or any parts of this world, because we will see things we ain't never seen before. That's it, and that's all, my royal family. So anyway, my royal family, I think I've said enough. Render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.